Most people come to me and they're like, I know the type of property that I want. When we get down to it, the brass tacks, they don't know what they want, and it's not their fault. It's not your fault. You just don't know the things you need to think about when trying to find your ideal property. My name is Darson Grantham. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams here in Des Moines. And what I kind of pride myself on is asking the questions that's going to help you determine what your ideal property is. And that could be from an acreage to a historic south of Grand property to a rental in the Drake area. It does not matter what area you're looking for. What matters is the things that you think about of that property or what your haves and wants are. The things that you can't search for on Zillow are the things that come up that are deal breakers on properties that you're looking to purchase. So one of the first things that I do is we'll go through the haves and wants. We try to figure out exactly the location, the type, the size, all of that about the property. But that's only one portion of finding your ideal property, because you then have to go see, is it on the market? Is it not on the market? How many are available in the neighborhood or in the area? And I always say it's easy to say that you want a type of property, but to find that property in the inventory market today is really low comparative to the last 15 years. We have to be really, really, really sniper specific when we find the property that we want. Now, once you know the property and you know the location, there's a couple things that good agents can do to help you find that property. One thing, a good agent will go to all of their off-market, basically past clients. Hey, do you know anyone that's looking for 123 Banana Street type property, 3-bed, 2-bath in this school district? A good agent sends it out to their past clients and you say, hey, does anyone know of one of these? Does your neighbor, do you want to sell? Do you have a cousin? They could drum up business for you to buy the property. The next step is that agent could also go to their agent friends. How networked is that agent in the area? And can they send it out to Facebook groups, emails, text message blasts? Hey, we need a property like 123 Banana Street in Grays Lake area. All of those things can be done by your agent. That's something that I do for all of my clients to narrow down your ideal property. And then we start hunting and sniping and trying to figure out where that property is, who has the property that fits your perfect ideal property. We look at direct to sellers. What that means is the seller does not have an agent, but we know that your ideal property is in this neighborhood. We can go door knock. I'll go out and door knock a couple blocks of houses if we know specifically that you want to be in this area. It's so much fun to do, which is really weird for an agent to say, but when you door knock properties, you learn the neighborhood so fast. You learn the things to look for on the outside of the property that might trigger them to sell or want to sell. You see dumpsters in yards, you see gutters that are overflowing or things that are wrong with the property. Not that I'm trying to tell you to buy one of those properties, but we know that they're going to sell at some point because they're usually not upkeeping their property that well. Those are things that we look for when we're knocking properties, or we just reach out to friends and family and say, hey, we're looking at this neighborhood. And we do automated, you can do Facebook ads, you can do Google in-stream ads. Hey, I'm looking for a property in this neighborhood and it needs to look like this and this be this size, be this bedroom, bath. Not many agents do those for the buyers, but if you're very specific on what you're looking for, our team commonly does it. Two more ways that we find properties that are off market for someone that has a very specific ideal property. The one way is we are going to go find rental properties that fit your criteria. Rental properties are easy to find depending on what network you're in. You can go find, hey, this property is for rent. You talk to the owner and you figure out when that lease is up. If the lease is up at a time that you want to purchase it and that property fits your ideal property, we might be able to talk them into selling the property, which would be a fantastic off-market property. Another thing that we could do is we could go find off-market properties that have expired. And when I say off-market, at one point they said they wanted to sell, right? So that's called an expired listing. Now, those are not common the last 3 years. And everyone has said, oh, that doesn't happen, none of those happen. I get a report every single day of all the expireds that just expired the day before. So I will tell you right now, there previously were just a couple every day. There's now probably 4 or 5 that expire every day. We don't necessarily need the ones that just expired in the last week. Let's go look at the ones that expired over the last 3 years, because even the ones that expired 3 years ago, they still at one point said they wanted to sell. If they wanted to sell then, they might want to sell now. And if that property fits your perfect ideal property, we can absolutely find the owner. I'll go knock on his or her door, and we'll go ask him, hey, do you want to sell? If you do know your property, your ideal property, that is the key way to find off-market deals and have agents like myself do that research for you. Again, this video is all about narrowing down your ideal property. And when you do, you can find it. You just have to do a little bit extra work, maybe not out of you, but out of the agent.